Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. I don't think even the most hardcore Chronologically Gaming fans are prepared for this evening. We're going to play the craziest, wackiest games in October 1982. We were last on the color computer playing Starfire. Let's see what our next game is. Our next game is called Encounter for the Sinclair ZX81. Let's see what Encounter has. Starting with the box. Would you know what to do if you were encountered extraterrestrial beings? In this exciting adventure, you are abducted by aliens and the space invaders play you. That sounds creepy. And the front of this box is, you can see it's by Pixel Productions. This is the seventh game we played by Pixel Productions, and they're just giving us a screenshot. But the inside sleeve and how this game is loaded is just like the other games we've seen by Pixel Productions. And by that, I mean they are the strangest games. I'm talking Subspace Striker was just out of this world, and then Zor, if anyone remembered those two games. This one plays and is kind of like those games. It's very, very weird and strange. This one was also published by Quicksilva. It's the ninth game we played by Quicksilva. Let's pop in Encounter and play. At some time in October 1982. This is our 76th game we played for the ZX81. Ready, set, go. And this is as far as we're going to get, just like we did with Subspace Striker, because this cassette, like the other ones, takes 6 minutes to load, even while I have fast forward on. So I cannot, by good conscience, put this game on the ZX81 in the show because it's just going to take too darn long to load. 6 minutes, even while we're fast forwarding, not going to work. That's right, it's a snowfield, Marshall. So we're not going to be able to play Encounter for the ZX81. Let's see what our next game is. Our next game is Star Quest, also by Pixel Productions for the Sinclair ZX81. Let's take a look. Starting with the box, Looks very, very similar, and that's because both of these games were available as a 2-pack that you could play on the ZX81. This one should not be confused with Star Quest that we saw by Epix, the series of games that were on a few other home computers. This is a totally different game. It's a voyage of discovery and adventure in the cosmos. With the help of onboard computer, you seek a habitable planet amidst the perils of deep space. So this one again is by Pixel Productions. This one loads very similar to how the other ones we've seen by Pixel Productions for the ZX81. Let's pop in the cassette to play Star Quest. It's sometime in October 1982. This also shouldn't be confused with Star Quest on the TRS-80 that we haven't played yet. We will be seeing soon. Ready, go! At least the loading test came through this time. But this one does the same thing. It has several loads. I believe it's 3 loads, and it takes a combined total of 6 minutes, even when we have the fast forwarding turned on. So we are not going to be, I'm not going to follow the rest of the loading patterns. We're not going to wait 6 minutes for the game to load. And there you go. That's as far as we're going to get for Star Quest for the ZX81. It takes just way, way too long. Oh my goodness. All right, because we have to wait so long, just like we did for Subspace Striker, there's a version that came out for this, and that's our next game. Our next game is Star Quest and Encounter, both games as the 2-pack, but for the Commodore VIC-20. So we are going to see what Encounter is like, and we are going to see what Star Quest is like, but it's not going to be on the ZX81. We're not going to wait for it to load. We will get this to load really quickly for the Commodore VIC-20. Ready? Man, it's 1982. We're in cassette land, and we're going to be playing the craziest, most obscure games ever. There you go. For the VIC-20, a voyage of adventure and discovery, plus the Encounter IQ game, giving you a little bit of a sneak peek of what this game is like. This is our 294th game we've played on the Commodore VIC-20, and the 9th game by Pixel Productions. Here we go. We also have the cassette. We're going to pop in our VIC-20. Why pop in a cassette? You should be playing on cartridges on the Commodore VIC-20. It explains how to load, kind of like it did on the ZX81, but we're not going to go that far. So here we go. The first one is, we're going to play Encounter first. Ready? And here's Encounter by Pixel Productions, released at sometime in October 1982. This is how the game begins. After you get past all that loading, here's the game. I am not controlling anything. Ooh, it looks like a shooting star. And then Encounter flashes on the screen. Ooh. Experience the thrill and terror of a first contact. And we get the Close Encounters of the Third Kind beep. It's a beautiful, warm summer night. I haven't touched anything on the keyboard or joystick, by the way. The entire game is starting just like this. The sky is a plush black velvet. Is it just going to walk us through what it's like to be abducted? The only sound is a soft breeze. Very pleasant, very nice. We have some little ambiance. You could never, ever imagine what's going to happen. What's about to happen to you? ... Yeah, that's a good point, Marshall. 16K on the VIC-20? Usually we've been playing unexpanded VIC-20 games. What was that? A meteorite? I don't know. What was it? I wonder if anyone else saw that. Uh-oh. This is where it goes south. Oh no. It couldn't be. Is all this memory for this scene? Whoa. Well, it is 2 games in 1, you know, flipped on either side of the cassette. And they're using Petsky characters for the graphics. But it's all being played out as a video. This is very much like this is not like 1982 at all. A UFO must try to get closer. This feels like I'm playing a game from 2010 that has a 30-minute video in the beginning. Look at this. This presentation is through the roof. They're actually showing a story. Look at this. The door opens. Oh, we're going to be visited by the aliens. This is like getting abducted. Must come in. I hope not, Marshall. You cannot stop yourself from entering. Something in your mind is saying go in. Something else is saying don't. This is out of this world. There is no other video game that's done this, except other ones by Pixel Productions. You can't help yourself being pulled into the spacecraft. Oh, we're in. There we go. We're going up. So reminding you again, I haven't touched anything. There's nothing that's happened on the keyboard or on the joystick. The game is just playing, or a video, if you want to call it a video. There's no full motion video games, but this is the closest you could get in 1982. After the blackness and white returns, white that hurts. The room is white. No walls, no floor, just white. But wait. Oh my gosh. I really hope this game doesn't go as far as I think it does. In front of you is a button with a symbol that looks like a letter B, and an image is starting to appear above it. What does that mean? Oh, this is it. Okay, so this is how the game starts. I can actually do something. You are meant to follow logic puzzles. So it's a series of puzzles as if to show your intelligence to the aliens. So I have the letter B, 3, 4. Did I get it? Yeah. And it gives me 2 pulses to say that I'm intelligent enough to know the next thing in sequence. Now we'll see just how far chronologically gaming can go to show our intelligence to another species. What happens now? I'm still waiting. I hope they don't just leave us in the white void. But after that giant opening, we have never seen a video game that spent that long to introduce the game. And all we've done. Do I hit B again? I do. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's right, Curtis. They're testing our... Oh, I forgot the number that time. How many times was that? But all I'm doing is hitting the letter B on the keyboard. That's the only command I've done in the game so far. Is that 4? 3, 4? Okay, the 3. All right, now what we got? So we have... What's the next... Oh, I gotta hit it at the right time. There. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so bizarre. So it is pretty much a series of puzzle mini-games. And all I'm doing is hitting one key on the keyboard. I wonder if we could classify this as a one-button game, because we've seen those. Look at this. It should be 8, I believe. Oh, I think I've already messed it up. I'm not messing up my intelligence. But this is how this game is. Encounter is just going from one game. Yes, that's right, Marshall. It's the Fibonacci sequence. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. We're not gonna prove our intelligence, but that's the whole game for Encounter. That's what it is. The other part of this 2-pack is Star Quest. Let's check it. Let's pop in Star Quest and play a little bit of that. This was released as those 2 games originally for the ZX81, and now we're going to be playing them combined. Yes, I can't believe it, right? That's right. Yes, Curtis, you're correct. All right, so I'm Vic. I'm Vic, your onboard computer. I hope you have a pleasant voyage. Oh, thanks. Look at this. All Petsky characters, we're now playing Star Quest. This is crazy. Starship Star Quest, ready for hyperspace jump. It's increasing in intensity. Very well done with the presentation and the ambiance. Look at this, yeah. I'm not doing anything. All it's doing again is this very long cutscene. This is so strange. And then it's giving us the ship time vector. Okay, all systems, got it. Yeah, I would agree. The sound is really interesting. All right, all systems go. Use the cursor keys to select the target star and H for hyperdrive. Okay. So a controller joystick does not work. Okay. So what we're looking at on the screen, I can move. Yeah, I can move the cursor keys around. It's moving that cross around the screen. Let's say we want to go to this purple star and hyperdrive, star lock on. So at least I've done more than one button like I did in Encounter. Yeah, so we're going to be rating these games as combined. I will go back. We have played them because they're essentially the same as they were on the ZX81, so I'll be rating them individually and then this combined pack. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is insane. We've seen flashing before on the show, and I'm still surprised. We've already seen some of the worst flashing photosensitivity things in video games. I think that was one of the worst, and very much akin to 2001: A Space Odyssey. I feel like my skin should be melting. Wow. Yes, definitely Russell. All right, jump distance, color of this star, the magnitude. Scan says danger. Okay, so press H for emergency hyperdrive. Go. This means the star that we went to, because you're picking all of them at random, this is not a star that we should be traveling to, so we have to quickly hyperdrive and pull out of orbit before we get sucked into the star. So I really quickly hit H, and now we're hyperdriving again. Oh my gosh, shield your eyes. It looks like we're going to break our VIC-20. Can you believe this presentation, though? This is one of the strangest games, and Pixel Productions already puts out some really strange ones. And we hyperdrived. We're hear the very subtle sounds happening in the background. It's amazing. It does feel like we're not really playing a game. At this point, we don't expect games to do this. Okay, so we can go P for planet scan. Let's do it. Planet scan, no habitable planets. Press M for mineral scan. Okay. Looks like we got anything with minerals to dig up. Because this does have a game to it, but you have to find the right star. Once you find the right star, then it turns into, not a shooter, but more like you're just maneuvering a ship. Okay, so press D for data. Now it just has random numbers coming up on the screen. Incredible. It's very, very unique. This is not your average game by a long shot. This is... I don't even know how to describe this game. Planet 2, best orbit. Press O to orbit. Okay, so let's go to Planet 2. We're in orbit now. We can see our ship very slowly descending. Orbital insertion completed. Press L to land the shuttlecraft. Okay. So I'm just following commands. Whatever they say to do, let's do it. Oh, there we go. That's definitely us coming down. Sensors report. The game crashes. Oh my goodness, I don't believe it. So we don't even get to see the game section of this. And I was concerned that this might have happened for Star Quest. So I included over on the left side what it's like whenever you actually land and get on the star. But what we'll do first is, can you believe that? Yeah, would continue have worked or not? I'm not sure. But you can see over on the left side, they're showing it's a little bit of the gameplay of Star Quest. It's very, very minimal gameplay. It's all presentation. It's mostly this. You'll be dodging to get yourself to the surface to get a few samples to mine and then lift up out of there. So, but that's all it is. The game has nothing else to it. So a very, very simple idea and premise. So I'm going to go back to our individual game. So Encounter by itself is such a strange oddity. This is such a bizarre game. Of all the games you could be playing right now across all home computers, Encounter is doing something that we've never seen before, but it's not really doing it for the good. It's like incorporating elements that we're going to see that games add, but then they put actual gameplay onto it. But this is just like a sample of something. Yes. Oh, that could have. Yes, maybe, Curtis. I didn't prepare for any crashes or anything like that, but I appreciate it in the chat. Thank you so much. But as far as all the games we've seen for home computers, I'm going to have to call Encounter bad. It is the very first time that you could have seen something based on close encounters of the third kind. So, or like that series. So I'm going to go 2 stars. Of all the games we played so far, Encounter is a 2-star game. And the other part, which is Star Quest, I'm going to give Star Quest another one, very, very strange. Of all the games you could ever play, I'm going to give this one 2 stars as well. It is a bad game, considering everything else you could play across home computers, but very, very weird. The only reason I'm not calling it broken or even lower in the bad spectrum is just because of how interesting it is. And so with that, the Commodore VIC-20 version of both games combined together. While this is a 2-pack, if this was the very first time you played both these games, you would find this interesting. So I'm going to actually give this one not really as bad of a rating. I'm going to go, it's still around average, so 2.5 stars, even though this is not nearly an average game of all the games you could be playing right now. All right, so we are not done with crazy games. Prepare for our next release. We're next going to go to Australia and play on the TRS-80. This is Stellar Odyssey. I am very, very proud to bring you and show you this game because this very well might be the rarest game that we've ever played on the show and may ever play. Stellar Odyssey is brought to us by Fundivision. This is by Nicholas Marentes. Fundivision was the company that he had started to make this game happen, and the only reason we know about this game is because he provided us with some of the information of the box and manual that came out, but there is nowhere else to find this. Only Nick has this. So the only reason we got this is because of Curtis Boyle in the chat. Thanks so much. No, we're not playing on the Dick Smith Wizard, but we are playing from the electronics from Australia. But this is Stellar Odyssey, and everything you're seeing right here is pieced together because of what Nick has given us. Way to go, Nick. Thank you so much for giving us Stellar Odyssey. This is the 12th game we've played that originated from Australia first. And this is the 120th game we've played on the TRS-80. These are a few mock-ups of what the game is like and how the game is played. You and your crew have been cruising through space for the last 2 Earth years. The first manned flight to the first star system of Alpha Alatar was a daring and costly project. You're awakened from suspended animation by your ship's onboard computer, and you discover there's something seriously wrong with your mission. Stellar Odyssey combines mystery of a text adventure with the action of a graphic role-playing game, bringing you a new dimension in computer gaming. You'll need all your cunning and wits to survive. No more do you need to wait for intricate sections of a maze to be drawn up or put with ugly representations of playing characters. It has fast, smooth pixel graphic animation. Oh yes, that's right. And it goes into lots more and even hints and tips. I'm going to display some of the things that Nick gave us for how the game is played. But yes, I can't believe, yeah, this is a very old fossil of a game. And this one I can't find on any databases anywhere. So this is the only time I believe this is being showcased or shown on online at this point. Yes, right? Oh, really? That's awesome, Curtis. So you can see, if you want to pause, you can. And this is a mock-up of what the box would have looked like if you got it right here in October 1982, with an example of the screenshot too. All right, so we do have a quote-unquote manual, but it's more of like how to load the game because it's a beast to load. Ready? Let's pop in Stellar Odyssey to play. This is by Nick Marentes, published by Fundivision at sometime in October 1982. So this one has several loads because you have to have different cassettes to load. So we start with a preloader. It goes in here like this, and then we actually have to load up the main cassette. Cruising through the tranquility of space, you're awoken prematurely from suspended animation by the ship's onboard computer. Trouble lurks for the ship has stopped. Power is low and the rest of the crew's tubes haven't opened yet. You have to explore the craft, being cautious of any dangers that may exist so as to bring your mission back in control. That's right. And all of this for loading is just amazing because this is the first part and it's still loading in the background while I'm saying this. Okay, so now that we're here, let's go to the next part, which is, I believe I need to have caps on. Yeah, there we go. And run. And then we get a proper title screen for Stellar Odyssey. We hit enter to begin. And then from here, we have to load the game file. So you have to take out that cassette. This took 3 cassettes to load and for me to learn how to boot this up. Make sure I run this correctly. And here we go. The last cassette's in. We're now loading Stellar Odyssey. And we're in the cryogenic chamber. You can tell this has a lot of things we've seen, kind of RPG elements. You can see we have wounds, fatigue over on the top right. It shows us what heading we are. And I have control only with the keyboard. This does not use any joystick, so you can put your TRS-80 joysticks away. You can move left and right using the cursor keys. And every time you turn, it's giving you the different heading that you're in. If you hit V on the keyboard, it tells you all the verbs that you can use. So you can see I have boot, examine, rest, get, walk, inventory, pull, converse, key, fire, drop, move, sprint. And it already has given me kind of vibes of those flip screen games like Adventure by Atari. So let's just start our adventure seeing what this game has for us. So if you push W, this will walk 1 tile forward, and our fatigue doesn't go down. But if we hit S for sprint, then it will move us 2 tiles, but our fatigue now goes up a little bit. We get a little bit tired. So I'm going to walk to the next room. And now we make it in the next room. We're in the center of a hall. And we have other things. I think examine too. Does examine do anything? Examine room. And you can see I even have a text parser to type in. You can't. Okay, so you can't examine the room. All right, so let's head to the right and walk forward. Actually, can I wait? What was my other verb? Is it rest? Yeah, there we go. If I rest, then all my fatigue goes away. And fatigue is going to come in whenever it comes to fighting and battles. If you're really tired, you're not going to do as well. All right, so let's go ahead and walk forward and walk again to go to the next screen. Yeah, I don't think it goes down on its own. When I played for a little bit in the playtest, the fatigue just stayed the same way it was. Okay, so we have something at the north end of the hall. And then let's turn to the right. Let's keep going around this corner here. Let's see what's over here. Oh, it's a dead end. Or is it? It might be a hidden corridor where you have to search something. Can I walk into the... No. Okay, it doesn't bump me or hurt me if I walk into walls like it does with other things. The control, putting in these commands to move your character, kind of reminds me of the Dungeon Quest series or Dungeon Quest series, but this one gives you a little bit of freedom because I do have movement with the cursors, but and I also am not picking the number of steps to move. All right, so let's walk. Can I walk into this guy? No. What's my verb? Can I talk with him? Examine, converse. Can I converse? No? He doesn't say anything? Can I pull him? Pull thing? I don't even know what this is. Man? Is it a man? Oof, won't budge. Oh, maybe it is a man if it recognized what it was. So we have the commands, and now this is kind of like we're playing a graphic adventure game with role-playing elements. Not the very first time we played a game like this, but this is very, very impressive for the TRS-80, especially right now. Okay, yeah, try converse, and then go up. No, there's no way to go up. After you say converse, that's it. There's nothing... Yeah, there's no way to say up, because you only can move the cursor keys left and right. And can I do fire? Oh, no charge. Okay, so I do have a pistol, but I have to find a way to charge the pistol, which means if I run into enemies, then I'm out of luck as far as the charge goes. Okay, so we have our inventory. What's in our inventory? We got only our pistol with no charge. So pretty much no way to defend ourselves. All right, let's keep walking forward, and then turn here, and then walk forward. Let's go into the next room. Let's sprint. Let's use some of our fatigue, why don't us? Oh, another empty room. A decompression chamber. Okay, we might be able to use that later. This is awesome. The ability to play a game that's a graphic adventure game like this is pretty rare. Most of the time we see games that are adventure games with graphics would be a static screen, and so this one is familiar with the other games we played, like the Crystalware games that we played on a few different home computers, or the game Wizard and the Princess, the one that was done by Melbourne House. That's what this reminds me of. Let's walk and then go to the right. The character sprite's a lot larger than we saw whenever we played those. Let's go here. Another empty room. I feel like I'm supposed... Oh, the computer room. Interesting. So you have different rooms that you would examine to find your way to power the ship up and leave, because you're starting the game stranded and you have to figure your way out of it. Let's sprint our way over there. So you move from screen to screen, just like if you're going to play another one of those Adventure by Atari games. But this one has a lot more to it. It's not just straight role-playing. Oh, we got a door. Every time I see doors in adventure games, I think they're not going to open. Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and do... what's our... Can we pull the door? Pull... Door. Oh, won't budge. See, I knew it. It's never that easy. Examine door. You can't. Okay, what about... Is there a key? Unlock... Yeah, there's key. So if we find the key, we can probably open the door and then move to the next screen after that. Amazing that we got this to run. Amazing that this game exists. For the TRS-80, this is a treat. You're not going to see many games like this. Dungeon Quest is probably the only one close to this. That was available on other home computers, but this one incorporates more adventure elements. It's not just straight role-playing. Notice that we're going to be exploring, having to examine a few things like we would in an adventure game, but you're not doing it from just a text parser. You actually get to move a character around. Really, really cool. Awesome. All right, there you go. A quick taste of Stellar Odyssey for the TRS-80. Man, oh man, what are they going to think up next? What are we going to be playing next? After games like this, I'm expecting something amazing. Of all the games you could play right now across all home computers, this is something special. This one is the game that's like Dungeon Quest, and the only one we played was a game called Dungeon by Melbourne House that was actually looks and plays exactly like Dungeon Quest, but this one has elements of lots of games. So yes. Yeah, I believe it was redrawing every single time that we played that one. All right, for Stellar Odyssey, across all home computers right now, I'm going to go 4 stars of all the games you could play right now across all home computers. It is awesome. I want to keep playing this. I want to explore. I want to figure out how the game works even better. I like the user interface. I like that it's a little bit more streamlined than other graphic adventure games that you could play right now. That's pretty fun. 4 stars for Stellar Odyssey. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Coming up next, we're going to the arcade and play some Strike Bowling. Let's see what Strike Bowling's all about. I don't think we played enough bowling games here on the show. Here's the advertisement flyer you would have seen for Strike Bowling. It's a bowling ball with a cheerleader inside. I'm not sure why. Maybe when we boot the game up, we'll find out. Hey, it's by Taito. This marks our 61st game we've seen that Taito has done. Oh, after Space Invaders and even before Space Invaders, Taito is a big hitter in the arcades. I believe it's only in the arcades at this point. And this marks our 470th game we've played in the arcade. This was first released in Japan by Taito. Here's the back of the box. Get Google Translate to translate that one for you, or any way you can translate how to play the game. There's the arcade PCB if you crack open the arcade. Oh, no way. Maybe we need to get that one too, Curtis. Here's the control panel. This is played with a giant trackball, a grimy, sticky trackball that everyone has touched right now. That we will too. Yeah, all you need is the trackball. There's the arcade marquee for Strike Bowling. Very nice. And then an example of the screenshot. We know what we're getting into is bowling. Let's go to the arcades, pop some quarters in, and play Strike Bowling. This is by Taito at some time in October 1982. Released in Japan first and then in other regions after that. The attract mode comes in and we're ready to play. This is our 20th bowling game we've played on Chronologically Gaming across all platforms. And this is the 5th bowling game we played in the arcade. Oh, there's no sound? Okay, let's put a coin in. No sound for the coin either. I believe this isn't perfectly emulated. So ready, pushing start. Oh, it does work. Ooh, look at that. Trackball controls. Got a little bit of tunes to start. And then try to go for... Oh, nice. So we got a little bit of physics, collisions on the pins. The trackball control, though. I wonder if it's supposed to make you feel... Oh, wait, you foul? Oh, we got the spare. Nice. A little tune for the spare. I wonder if it's supposed to make you feel like you're playing with the actual bowling ball. Oh, strike! Yes! Oh! Okay, that explains the cheerleaders. Cheerleaders come out whenever you strike, which I don't think cheerleaders have ever come to any bowling alley I've been at. Oh, go, go, go! The pins spin quite a lot, so it looks like you could make it work. Come on. Nice and easy. Yes! Amazing. That's why you stepped over the line. You got to go all the way. Oh, no. 7-10 split? Not going to happen. I don't think the physics are good enough for a 7-10 split. Here, let's try it out. Nope. And guttered it. Too crazy. Now, of all the games we played, bowling games are always played more like arcade style, where you and friends can take turns playing. Like this one's 2-player, and you take turns playing bowling. But if you play single player like I am right now, there's no computer to play against. We still have not come across any bowling games on any platforms that allow you to play bowling against a computer character. So that does not exist, and this one is no exception. When I play I put a quarter in and play a game, this is it. I'm playing bowling by myself. There's no one to compete against. Yes, go! Yes, celebrate the strike. Those poor cheerleaders. Can you imagine being forced to cheer for the bowling match in your high school? No one would show up. But here you go. Yeah, bowling. Using the trackball is a good choice. Of all the games you could be playing right now across all games in the arcade, I would have to say perfectly average. The trackball is a nice touch, but there's really nothing pushing this over the top to make this a great or excellent game. you'd find some enjoyment on it, maybe put a coin in, but to be honest, there's going to be bowling alleys where you're playing some of the arcade games, right? So just go play real bowling. And I think I've said that before. Doing great, double strike. Yeah, M-Tiski's already thrown out 3 stars. Very average for the games you could play right now in the arcade. You have to think of all the other games out there. There's some amazing arcade games. And bowling, well, we played some bowling games that were unique because they were the first ones to do it. And there's going to be better ones out there. Well done, Taito, but it's pretty average for all the games you could play right now. What would you say for Strike Bowling? I think that's the most average normal game we played here tonight on the show. There you go, 3 stars for Strike Bowling. It gets the job done for video games right now. All right, now it's time to put our video game playing on pause, and we will continue our quest, playing every single video game across all platforms, all over the world. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us on the show. Be sure to come in on the live show whenever you can be a Chronologically Gaming influencer. Put in those reviews. Tell me what you would rank these games if you were right now in October 1982. Oh man, don't miss out on the next episode of Chronologically Gaming, because it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It is the pack-in game for the next Atari console. That's it for today, and like I always say, have you played Chronologically Gaming today? Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.